Welcome to Sofia by Night, our Dark Ages Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Sofia, Bulgaria. My name's Bolthra, your storyteller, and I have my players here with me tonight. I'll let them introduce themselves. Jen?
I'm Jen. I'm playing Iskra. She's a 15-year-old vampire from the Bruja clan, and she probably got herself into a lot of trouble last episode.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Praetor of the Nosferatu clan, and well, that remains to be seen. Praetor is also going to be in a lot of hurt if things don't go the way they were supposed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you be blackballed by your clan? I guess we'll find out.
Yes. Previously on Sofia by Night.
The villainous Tervel has at last been tracked down and staked. His inert form then returned to the coterie's haven. The characters split up to seek advice from their respective elders. Iskra to the Bruja, Praetor to the Nosferatu, while Hildegard sought out the Princess Seneschal, Bishop Petrov. Raya and Petrov have agreed to meet at the haven on the following night. A vengeful Iskra brought her clanmates immediately before Praetor and Hildegard could return. The three Bruja whisked the villain's body away moments before the neonates arrived, leaving them without proof of their deeds. And this is where we continue our story.
Oh my.
We are going to pick up almost immediately where Praetor and Hildegard have arrived. Hildegard coming down the stairs. Okay, well, Petrov said he can come tomorrow night. And she sees Praetor. What's wrong?
Tervel is missing.
We staked him, right?
I believe I did so.
And she goes kind of wandering over and goes, it was there.
Yes, somebody carted it off. His casket, as it were, or his crate.
Well, who else knew he was coming here?
Only Iskra. I assume that she's done something, but what? I can't imagine. Well, she's strong enough to move it herself, but I can't imagine she would do so without, waiting to talk to us.
Why would
That's not her way.
Why would she do that? She knew that we need proof. That.
Yes. Do you know where she lives outside of here?
I was there once. It was her sire's haven, her Sire Petia. I was there once. They weren't real happy to see a Ventru, but I think
they may not.
Yeah.
Can you find it again? I mean, perhaps maybe they're still there discussing or something. Maybe Iskra moved the crate to a secret, to hide it away in case something went wrong.
I can try to remember.
Well, hold on a minute. Let me take a look around first. Let's see if we can't figure out what may have happened.
Okay. And
basically, Praetor wants to kind of look around the haven to see, where did the crate go? Was it moved, dragged, carried off? Is there something he can figure out by the clues at hand, what might have happened?
He could probably see some dust has been moved because it was a crate that had been sitting there for a while. So
right.
If it was picked up or even kind of shoved, he does kind of notice some indentations, some things like it was probably lifted away. So.
Okay, so someone carried it.
Yeah.
And Iskra is probably strong enough to carry it, especially if she fueled herself with some blood. But where would she have taken it? That's the question. And so I guess we need to find her. I don't want to. If she's hidden it here, that's one thing. But if she's taken it elsewhere, we need to know where.
We are going to see if our friend Hildegard can remember.
I don't think Praetor's ever been there.
No.
No.
Hildegard remembers exactly where it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Then by all means, lead the way, Hildegard, because Praetor has no idea where you're going.
Should we be armed?
Well, I have my own weapon. I always carry my own weapon. If you wish to go armed, that is up to you.
She doesn't know what to carry. She's like, all right, whatever.
Take a knife. Take a knife or a dagger. Something small. I mean, it's not without reason to want to defend yourself.
Okay.
just in case something happens along the way.
Yeah, she'll.
I mean, and Praetor probably has some sort of useful, or there might be what would be the medieval equivalent of a crowbar handy. I hope.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is there probably
Yeah.
is something like that? So she'll grab that because they don't have
Okay.
they don't have the junk drawer weapons. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he might have a spare knife laying around for something, but yeah, no, I've got a crowbar with all the crates and stuff they've had to open and shut.
Right.
That makes sense.
Okay. She
So,
takes you
lead
back
the way.
takes you back out into the night. The snow from earlier has picked up. It's blowing much harder, and it's definitely starting to stick on the ground. But she
Can we
does.
follow the tracks too, if need be? But is her memory that good?
Her memory's pretty good, but that might not be a bad idea. Let's have Praetor make a wits, not survival. Let's just do wits and investigation to see if he can follow tracks in the snow.
Okay. Oops, that was wits. Just wits. Let me grab the investigation here.
Yeah. I'm making it a
The
5
black-
because since the snow's starting to pick up.
Yeah. Oh wait, come here. Keep missing the little button. There we go.
No.
No. Okay.
It's snowing pretty hard. So you're going to be
Okay.
going off her her memory.
Okay.
She probably takes you across the town probably 30 minutes of kind of backtracking and her going, wait, I think it's this one, but and it turns out to be a pretty.
Praetor's no help.
Right. He's there's snow.
Yeah.
And my feet are wet. I don't like my feet being wet. So, but backtracking, that kind of thing, until she does find the place. It's a real kind of average-looking building. You probably walked by it before.
Yeah.
And you kind of follow her up to the door, and she just knocks and waits. And we are going
Praetor
to
will do the same.
We are going
and
to.
then we go back to Jen.
Exactly. How did you know
Yes.
that was going to happen? We are going to switch to inside the Petia's Haven. When you arrived back, the three of you with his body,
Right.
took him down to the chamber where they have the big bathtub, the Roman
okay.
bath, and Petia drags him out of the coffin, and she's kind of holding him up like this. She looks around. She's like, Iskra, the chains.
Okay.
When you turn around, there's a big nasty old rusty pile of chains over.
Oh. Okay. Drag him over to her because she told me to. She's my sire.
And the two of you start wrapping the chains around him. Be careful not to dislodge the stake.
Right.
It's in his chest. And then she kind of takes one end of it, and she looks up, and you see she's looking at there's some rafters in that building, and she kind of tosses one end up over, and kind of misses it the first time, and then a little more effort and drags the chain down. And what she starts doing is she starts dragging him up, so he's hanging upside down in the chamber.
Wow.
Staked. And then she finds a place to tie the chains off.
Okay. He's not going anywhere.
If we remove the stake from him, he will awaken and start spewing forth his pleas. And then
Yeah, I believe that.
And Katerina returns, and just as she's returning, you hear a voice say, Mistress Petia, there's someone at the door.
I'm going to go answer that if that's okay.
And they watch you leave, and you follow that same servant that you've dealt with, who we've never named.
Yes, never got to name that one. Oh well.
Poor lady's been around, I think, since like episode 1 or 2. So that servant, you follow her back up to the front door, and then she will open the door, and Praetor and Hildegard are standing there. Hildegard looks a little pissed at you.
Oh, come on. I can explain. I thought we were having everybody meet last night. And so I told my sire, that you know what happened. Okay. And they picked him up in the crate and brought him here.
Uh-huh.
He's here.
Hildegard just looks over at Praetor like, after you.
Raya.
Petia told me to tell you, Praetor, that this, how'd she phrase it, releases you from a boon. I don't know what she's talking about, but if that makes sense to you, okay.
It does.
Yeah.
Our concern is that Raya and the Seneschal? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Is
Petra.
he?
Yeah, he's the Seneschal.
Petra.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I remembered his title, not his name. Petra and Raya. They are coming to our haven tomorrow. What is he? You brought him here?
They picked him up and brought him here and asked me to go with. It's my sire and my grandsire. I had to go.
I understand that. What are they planning?
Nothing nice. He's still in one piece.
Well, that's good. We need him in one piece.
Right.
We need him in one piece by tomorrow. Is that going to interfere with their plans?
I don't know. They're
Would
not
you be willing
real
to inquire?
talkative. I think I've
willing to
seen
inquire?
what they're aiming towards.
Well, are they planning to torture him, or are they planning to outright kill him?
Oh, I don't think they're going to kill him. They would torture him first if they were planning that. They didn't say. I don't know how much they trust me.
Perhaps we should best find out. Our own reputations and lives are on the line here.
Yeah, I didn't know they'd do this, though. I thought they'd just be like, oh, cool, and, maybe, like me again, but I don't know.
I'm angry. I understand what happened, but all I'm asking for is that will they hold their vengeance for a day?
I can't control that. I can't control that.
I'm not asking you to control that. I'm simply asking you if you'll find out, are they willing to do so?
Hildegard asks, are we willing to put our fates in their hands? I'm not.
Not. But it's polite to at least ask.
All right, I can ask. I don't know how this is going to go.
Wait here, I'm going to go ask my mom. So
yeah,
basically.
You may get one or both of them at the door yelling at you, so be prepared.
You have boys over again? So.
Boy, I am no boy.
All right, so I'm going to go back down. Just stay here. Kind of close the door a little bit.
Okay.
Just stay put.
We were not invited in.
And you get down there. Katerina has a very vicious-looking dagger in her hand, and
my!
And Petia's not quite did anything yet, and they're like, "What is it?"
Okay, so the other two members of my coterie are at the door because I thought. I think our plan was to bring in Praetor's leader and
Raya.
Raya, and Hildegard went to get the bishop, who was in a similar state, and at the time, I think they'd like to know what your plans are for him, because they might be in trouble with their people if there's no proof of Tervel's continued existence, I think. I'm probably not explaining this good.
And they're just quiet. And finally, Katerina speaks. So they think we're just going to hand this fiend over to them?
I have no idea
what
what
they could possibly let him escape? No. We've captured him. He's ours.
Okay.
We do not plan to give him up to either a prince or his clan.
Okay. I'm gonna go tell them that. Be right back.
Okay.
I go back up the stairs.
like Peter Brady running back and forth between his two dates.
Yeah. So. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I get back up the stairs and I open the door. Yeah, they're not gonna give him back.
I didn't ask for that. I just want to know, will there
That
be
was
enough
their
of
answer.
him? Yeah. All I need to, well, then that's fine. We'll bring the leaders here tomorrow if there's anything left. But I'd like to know if they're going to leave enough left for us to recognize him. We need to be able to recognize what's left of him.
Hildegard's kind of had enough of this. She is going to try to step past you.
Okay.
And she does not. You are pretty firm.
You don't want to go down there. They're really mad.
But we don't.
What did they say exactly?
Can we just come in and
that they are
talk
not
to them?
giving him up.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it right now. If you absolutely have to, well, going down to talk to them right now. You've seen me angry? They're worse. They've got very little patience right now.
We need him in some fashion.
Yeah, I know.
Enter.
I know. I didn't know this would happen, okay? This wasn't my plan or anything. I didn't know they'd pick him up, but...
I'm not mad at you, but
okay.
Just
I need to then talk.
So.
Yeah. I'm just disappointed. No.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah. No, he's not. I mean, he's got a plan. It's just starting to fall apart, and he's trying to salvage it.
Iskra,
Yeah.
Iskra, from behind you hear Petia's voice. Let them enter.
Okay. Come on. And I lead them down the stairs.
And she glares.
And then I get out of the way.
She glares very hardly. Oh, jeez, can't even talk tonight. Very hard at Hildegard. She kind of gives Praetor kind of a friendly nod almost, because she kind of knows him a little better. And they lead you down into their sanctum. You get down there. There is a large, Roman bath. It looks like the building was built on top of this. This was left here from the Romans.
From an empire, yeah. Which Praetor's like, oh, nice, reminds me of home. So maybe.
Exactly. And you see Katerina holding a very wicked-looking knife. And you see Praetor, you see Tervel hanging upside down in chains.
From the rafters.
Yep, stacked,
Yeah.
Still staked.
Yeah.
So, all right. Which one's the elder? The grandsire?
That's Katerina. Yeah.
Katerina, okay. And she was the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Katerina.
Yes.
We have told Petrov and Raya that we have captured Tervel. Yes, I was going to say Petrov, but no.
No.
So we've informed our leaders that we have captured Tervel. I would like to know what you intend to do with him, and well, you can invoke whatever rights you wish, but we need him alive, or at least in a certain condition, for one day.
My intentions were to question him first and see what he knows before I cut his fucking head off.
Rules question, so to speak.
Mhm.
What happens when we lose our heads? Do we disintegrate like they do in the movies?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
do we just...
Yeah. You die.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, but
Oh,
they turn to dust, so there's no proof.
Right. Right.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would ask that you stay your hand in such for a day, long enough for
Mm.
the powers that be to see that he has been captured. What you do after that, I do not care.
Raya will not allow the prince to have him. Will claim clan sovereignty. We're not going to let him out of our sight, and we're ready to fight your clan over it if need be.
I don't think Raya wants that. Tervel has done many violations, but I don't know that she's ready to go to war over him.
Depends on what he might say. Petia
We attempted to...
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say,
As a...
Petia goes over and just kind of runs her fingers along the stake, just kind of playing with it a little bit while she's listening to you.
We
Sounds about
intended...
right.
We interrogated him ourselves, and he revealed nothing to us. He withstood much pain from Iskra, and he still refused to say anything. His will is strong. I do not believe he will tell you anything,
I believe
and that he would rather die than reveal his secrets.
we might be able to be persuasive. Petia actually pulls the stake out, and he kind of shrivels a little bit, and his eyes open. He's kind of like, and he's like hanging upside down, and he's like just kind of looking around.
Disoriented, figuring out where he is.
Yeah. He's shackled him, and he can't move. He recognizes Iskra and just hisses, just. And he kind of shifts over, and he's like, "Praetor, please, I beg of you, as my child, bring Raya. This only she can save me from this."
I doubt she can.
And
You know what you did.
And that's when Katerina cuts off one of his ears.
Oof.
And he just starts shrieking. And then she kind of leans down. She says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And Tervel goes, "There are others involved. Will you not at least hear more before you decide my fate?" And kind of glances over at everyone like,
Had a cell phone. I can only reach Raya through certain means. She has agreed to meet, but on the morrow. The Bruja have decided that what you know may be worth more than your life.
And he seems to really think, you seem to recognize on his face, he really knows his goose is cooked. He's like, "Very well."
They're willing to go to war over you. What does that tell you?
If I reveal everything I know and name names, can I be delivered to the prince?
I'll look at Katerina.
There depends on how valuable it is to us. We'll decide after that.
I'm no longer in command here, Tervel. I won't fight for you. You've done plenty of damage to me and to others. Talk, and maybe they will release you.
Okay. And he's just kind of, the blood is like dripping down his head onto the floor.
It'd be over the water.
He says,
I think. Go ahead.
There were...
Somebody get a bowl, collect that stuff.
He says, there were 4 involved. Myself,
Names.
Volos the gangrel, Demetrius,
Oh no.
and
We knew he was
Alexander
involved.
the Toreador.
Now that's interesting.
That's okay.
And Katerina seems very interested at that. She says,
Yes.
he did vote for your blood hunt. So he seems
Because he
quite
knew what you knew.
He seemed quite interested in finding you and perhaps keeping you quiet. Tell us each of their involvements. My involvement was financial mainly. With enough backing, I could move to Constantinople to set up a permanent position to control the smuggling through Bulgaria. Volos allowed free passage through the north. In return, he and the Circle of the Crone wanted the coterie's territory. As
That explains a lot.
As neonates, they would be easy to displace. It was they who staked Petrov and Katerina. And Katerina grips the knife and just like stabs him in the arm, and he's like, ah! And then she just kind of drags it down through his arm. He says, I just stored them and was threatened to be revealed if I betrayed Volos.
The gangrel are untrustworthy. They're uncivilized.
And Petia says, tell us of the others. He says, Demetrius just wanted to move his goods from the Black Sea through Sofia to the north. He hired Volos' men to move them through the tunnels. And of Alexander? Alexander was bringing in artifacts, religious artifacts mostly from Constantinople until the Tremere War began. He used me as a middleman to negotiate with Demetrius. He doesn't know about Volos. He only dealt with Demetrius through me.
It was all set up to do a smuggling operation. I don't understand why Petrov and Katerina. What would they oppose by your machinations?
And he kind of cringed. He's like, the Brujas numbers were already weak, and they could be weakened further. Petrov was the last remaining member of Clan Lasombra. If they were removed from the board, the prince had no voice among the council. The elders would grow stronger and possibly one day displace the prince.
So it was a power move. I understand now. Sacrificing a bishop to take the king.
You got the reference.
Mm-hmm. This isn't just another pretty face, you know.
He actually laughs at that and spits blood. So I swear.
I'll look at Katerina. I swear on your life. Yeah.
He just kind of shrugs like, what else am I going to say?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I will look at Katerina, and is this worthy enough information to spare him at least for a day?
And I look at her too. I don't know what she's going to say.
The moment Alexander is revealed is when all hell will break loose.
Well,
and she looks at the coterie and she's like, says, your lives will be forfeit once the information comes out. Are you willing to put your lives at risk for this one?
For Tervel?
Or do we let his secrets die with him? And only we know the truth.
That would give us some power. For the only ones that know.
Yes, knowing what Alexander has done. We already know about knowing that the gangrel is out there as a part of this. That is information that is useful. Alexander's involvement, smuggling artifacts is his business. Demetrius has already said that he just wants out, and his involvement was clear from the beginning.
But did the order to stake Petrov and Katerina come from Alexander?
Was it the gangrel who did it?
Yes, the gangrel actually did it.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't know who ordered it.
Right, who made the request? Alexander's the only one that fits. Demetrius wouldn't care if we get staked.
He wouldn't.
There's no benefit to us or to him from that. Alexander, removing the Lasombra and removing a Bruja leader that gives him a wider opening on the council and more power for him with the Bruja leader out of commission. It makes the most sense.
Alexander doesn't like anyone who he thinks is pagan.
Well,
the gangrel would be considered pagan.
Yes, but he's never dealt with them directly, only through Tervel.
Correct.
So as far as Alexander's concerned, the gangrel are a mere nuisance in the forest or the mountains or wherever they reside. I guess my issue, what the Toreador and the Bruja generally don't clash. I can't see, unless it was a personal move on Alexander's part. To consolidate power by removing the Bruja leader, to leave an opening on the table for his own machinations, his own plans. Well, I guess, Katerina, how do you feel about Alexander's religious inclinations? What do you believe?
I believe we were all created. Excuse me, now she starts sounding like Tervel. I believe we were all created as God's children, and some of us were cast out aside. I'm not as fervent in his beliefs as he claims.
As he claims, indeed. Have you had any personal, any personal beefs or anything interpersonal between you and Alexander? I mean, have you ever had any cause to want, have you had any reason to be angry at him?
The struggles between our clans have gone on for centuries.
Among all the clans.
Yes.
But
he has always been just trying to think of the term, social climber, if that were. I think he has eyes on one day being the prince.
So anything.
Wow.
So any move that would, especially this far away from the Holy Roman Empire, and Constantinople for that too. So while it may not have been a personal attack, he saw a way to remove one of the clans from the council, and he just happened to pick you.
I believe so.
So I'll look at Tervel. Do you know if Alexander was the one who ordered the removal of the Bruja leader?
I would think so. Yes. It seems to fit. So? It seems to fit his style.
So we have no proof other than this known purveyor of disinformation.
I have told you all I know. I would.
I'm inclined to believe him simply because he knows he's done. But I will look at Katerina. We defeated him. I defeated him. Iskra staked him.
Broke some bones,
I
too.
could. Well, I could not act directly upon my sire. It would violate our tenets.
That was no stopping me, though.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You had a greater cause of anything against him.
Yeah.
He has lied to me and deceived me about my own creation. But such things would have to go through the prince for me to enact upon them. And our prince is not a Ventru. Is that correct?
No, he is of Clan Malkavian.
Yield to him, and perhaps he will grant your wish to take Tervel from this world.
You say Raya and Petrov are to see him tomorrow.
Yes.
Do not.
We asked for them to come to our haven to see Tervel's existence, to prove that he did not leave town, to prove that he is still a troublemaker, as it were.
Raya will not allow Petrov to take him. She will whisk him away, and then we will never see him again. Who knows?
Why? What reason?
For your clan.
Yes, but I have
above all. And she looks at her clanmates.
Yes, but there is also such a thing as honor. And I, if anything, will make sure that the clan of Nosferatu act honorably.
Oh boy, you're fighting against Bruja. You've seen what I do. They can do worse.
I'm not fighting. I'm simply stating that if anyone has claim on Tervel's existence, it is me.
We will give him to Petrov. We will not give him to Raya.
That's justice, and I am fine with that.
So you will inform your clan that he is no longer theirs?
I will inform her, Raya, that Petrov was found, incapacitated, and removed from play. That is not a lie. But Petrov also has a claim upon him for what was done to him.
Yep.
Will they not be curious who struck the final blow?
Raya?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
She may also be thankful that a troublesome piece has been removed from the board. The motives of Raya, my Nosferatu elder, are inscrutable to a neonate like myself. I cannot guarantee what she will do or say about it, but she may even know the truth of my existence. That I am Tervel's child. Kind of drop that bomb for them because they may not know that.
We had an inkling.
Well, I can confirm it to be true. Demetrius, the sorcerer, helped establish that truth for me. And like I said, if anyone has a claim on what Tervel's actually done, it's me, for what he's done to me and how he created me in the circumstances in which he created me. But I'm willing to defer to the greater cause of justice for Katerina and Petrov. As far as I'm concerned, Raya has no claim upon him other than he is a clan member, in my opinion, who has acted dishonorably. And if that falls to me for not protecting my clan, then so be it. As far as I'm concerned, Tervel is a disgraced former member of the clan.
And Katerina looks over at Iskra. What say you, child?
I think Petrov may be inclined to do whatever justice, I guess. Praetor and I saved him after he was staked. Got him home. he might be agreeable to whatever you might want to negotiate or order or whatever your mood strikes.
Katerina looks at Petia. Petia kind of just starts crying. She's like, "No, don't give him up. He's caused us too much pain. Let's just end him now." Katerina kind of seems torn. We do not have the right of destruction as much as it pains me.
Praetor was right.
I hope you didn't actually say that.
No. That's Matt going,
Nah.
Yeah.
He knows enough Cainite lore to be dangerous.
We will give him to Petrov. And Petia no, slams and punches his forearm so he kind of swings back and forth like a punching bag.
Oh.
She says, Katerina says, "Child, stop."
You get one.
We will bring him, most of him, tomorrow night to your haven. We do not
That
want
is what I ask.
We do not want Raya there. Do what you need to uninvite her, and we will negotiate with Petrov his Tervel's surrender. Is this agreeable?
I will do what I can. I will do what I can.
And Katerina goes over and hugs Petia, who's just bawling now. She's like, I just wanted to do what was right for you. Katerina says, "Leave us."
Praetor turns to leave, starts walking away.
Hildegard will walk out.
Does that include me to leave, or you want me here?
Stay if you like, she says. I mean, she's not going to give you the, group hug or anything. She's not.
No. I just,
not quite
I
her
can't
style.
I can't tell if I screwed up or not. So I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Praetor is very, very curious about the relationship between Katerina and Petia. He's just like, there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. There is. I think she has identified her as her lover at one time or another.
But Praetor hasn't seen it till now. He's never not really ever seen them together.
Right.
And it's like, okay, yeah, there's something funny there, but that's not my business.
They were.
You kind of figured it, but
it
kind
doesn't
of
bother
the player knows, but it's like, there's something like Praetor hasn't come across it before. And it's just like, okay, nope, that's it. We're done. I'm out. Peace out. We're leaving. So Praetor, as soon as they're out of the house, he will look at Hildegard and be like, I'm going to go where I know I can meet Raya, and I will be there for a while if need be. If not, if she doesn't make a show, I will attempt to meet her and intercept her at this location where I know I can meet her for an audience.
Okay.
If you wish to follow me, that's up to you.
It's getting late in the night. You've probably got about 2 hours left.
Okay. How far is that meeting place from our haven?
With the snow, probably about half an hour.
Okay. That's plenty of time as far as Praetor is concerned. He's going to cut it close, but now, things have changed as far as he's concerned. He's going to have to deal with Raya and see what goes on, because he doesn't know anything between Raya and the rest of the clan. He only knows Raya and Tervel in his clan, really.
Right.
Because that's the way Tervel set it up.
Right. He's seen one other kind of intermediary, the guy you tend to meet, but otherwise you have no idea how many Nosferatu there are in the city.
Exactly. I have zero. Right. Like, as far as I know, there's 3. Me, or 4. Me, Tervel, Raya, and the intermediary. That's it.
Exactly.
And while that's fair number, I don't know how many other vampires exist in this city. I mean, I know there's 3 Bruja and 1 Malkavian. Beyond that, who knows? So, so Praetor will go to the fountain. He'll indicate for Hildegard she can either follow or go her own way. Does Hildegard live with us at the
Yeah.
Haven?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he'll indicate either way, and he doesn't care what she does. He has to do this, at least try to do this, and worst case, he goes there tomorrow to intercept her as well.
Hildegard seems like I think this might not go well if they see me. So I'm gonna head back to the Haven.
That's fine.
So then, Iskra,
Mhm.
do you stay? Do you leave?
I'm
was-
staying.
Okay.
I'm staying with my clan.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And Tervel just kind of hanging there, and they will just by the end of the night they will just leave him hanging out. So he's kind of left to just hang and bleed throughout the day. So going back to Praetor, it gets to the fountain. The intermediaries are you again. We just saw you earlier. What do you want?
Change in plans. Raya is no longer needed to come.
What changed?
Bruja.
Yeah, Bruja. Basically, it's the Bruja.
What do you mean?
It's long and complicated.
Do
you have time?
I have a couple hours.
So I don't want to shortcut this so much, but Tervel has been captured. Tervel has been claimed, and Petrov is going to deal with him.
Raya's not gonna like this.
I don't like it. I want a Tervel for myself. But I have no claim over the right of destruction on him, despite what he's done. And why would Raya not like this? I don't understand. Tervel has proven to be dishonorable and violated many rules of our kind.
He's still our clan.
He acted dishonorably. As far as I'm concerned, he is not a member of our clan, despite what he looks like.
The great men of honor of the Tremere and the Toreador and Ventrue, such men of honor. Look at the way they treat us, leaving us the scraps, live to live in the shit. Is that honorable?
Then rise above, man. Be more.
Dude, that's all I know. No.
Yeah.
I will tell Raya.
Fine, but
You might not want to show your face again for a while.
I understand, but I will return to my haven. That is all I will say for now.
Okay. And he is.
And then Praetor will leave.
Okay. And he is going to kind of disappear back into the shadows. We are going to skip ahead to the next evening.
Okay.
I would like everyone to make a rouse check, please.
Is that the hunger thing at the bottom?
Yes. Yeah. You're gonna click.
Okay.
There
it is.
Yep. You click the frenzy button. Oh,
frenzy button?
Excuse me. Sorry. The rouse button. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, not yet.
Rouse button.
Okay.
Success.
There.
Success.
Did I get it? I don't know. Oh, I don't
No.
think I got
Your
it.
hunger increased by 1. Okay.
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 All right.
The next evening, you guys put out some light snacks. Some put on a little party music.
Yeah. What would that sound like in the Dark Ages?
Exactly.
We have new musicians.
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Musicians? No.
Musicians?
We're gonna say Bishop Petrov arrives first.
Okay, I'm probably the person answering the door.
Yeah, and you've recognized him before, and he's
Yes.
He's wearing religious clothes, so that tends to
bother me.
Bother you. So
I'm gonna just look down at his feet and let him in and say, "They're this way,
okay.
please."
Take him
go.
take him down to the
And
park.
I turn and I'll go in front of him, so I'm not looking at him.
Take him down to the
Lead
park.
the way.
To the the rumpus room, right? So
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And then Petia and Katerina do arrive, hauling a large crate. They bring that in through the stable door and slam it down on the ground. Praetor, what would you like to do? Would you like to stay there, or are you going to stay outside and see if your clan leader arrives?
I will stay here. I'm not going to watch for Raya.
Okay.
I'm sure she could be as stealthy as anybody. So I will at least go listen at the crate to make sure that Tervel's in there. If he's not if he's unstaked, or if it's dead silent, I will then look at Katerina and just kind of be like, look at her, look at the crate, look at her, look at the crate.
She pops the lid, and you do see Tervel in there, staked again.
Okay.
Still in the chains.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
You're not taking any chances.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't either. Okay. Praetor's fine. He's satisfied. He's like, okay.
Petrov.
Good.
Petrov leans over and looks in. And who caught him?
I will indicate Iskra, myself, Hildegard, through the aid of one of his former allies. And Praetor will kind of hold up his sword and kind of let it let it do its pointy thing at him.
And he kind of crosses himself like witchcraft.
Like witchcraft, hex.
What
He was.
Oh, go ahead, tell me.
No, he was not easy to find. But he had holed up within the town itself, even after he had been ordered to leave. He violated the edicts of our kind, and thus remained when he was told to go.
Was he responsible for what happened to Katerina and myself?
Only in that he kept your bodies hidden away so that you could not be found. The responsible party for the physical staking was in the woods, the gangrel.
And he kind of hisses. He's like, they've made intrusions to the city.
The gangrel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Because he was staked during all this, so he doesn't.
You wouldn't know. They.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought he was informed already, about everything that's gone on since.
No,
they attacked our.
Yeah.
They
attacked
our
where
brothel.
we used to live. Yeah,
Yes.
kind of, sort
Because
of. I mostly
they
lived
wanted
here.
that, and the brothel was connected to the tunnel, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Or it is connected to the tunnel.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why they wanted it. So they attacked the brothel house that we had resided in before Tervel's demise, or try to say Tervel's
Fall from grace.
Yeah, fall from grace. Yeah,
That'll do.
So yes, they wanted to use the tunnels that are beneath the connect to the brothel house to engage in smuggling.
And he,
but yes,
you see, he takes out some rosary beads. He's just kind of
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Just...
I actually want to have you make a roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you make a composure. And
okay. There's composure.
Let's do composure and performance to see if you can bullshit your way out of. No.
Nope. Oh no.
You are quite.
Oh no.
You are quite uncomfortable. And want to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of back away from him a little bit, and
he just kind of looks at you like,
I'm gonna scoot over to my sire and my grandsire and kind of stand with them and just sort of like freak out a little bit, maybe subtly. Yeah.
Maybe not so subtly.
Yeah.
Are these, and Petrov says, are these the only crimes that he has committed? Is there more that I must know before I take this to the prince?
That is all we can prove. Tor says nothing else.
Very well. I will take him to the prince, and the prince will decide his fate.
I only ask that if the order of destruction is given, that it either fall to me, or fall to you, or fall to Katerina, as we have the most cause for his destruction.
He says, you are wise. Very well. And I just kind of nods like, pack him up. I'll take him home.
Praetor will shut the lid and start, hammering it back in place.
Okay. And he has some servants with him. He probably came by wagon. And they will load the crate up onto the wagon. And they take off into the snowy night. And you are left with the two elders. Petia still.
Katerina.
Katerina.
Katerina and Petia are both elders. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure how.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Katerina is on the council. She is the.
You've seen her before.
Bruja leader.
Bruja.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The same with Raya. She's on par with Raya.
Correct.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. And it was Petia I owed the boon to, and as far as Petia is concerned, we're queen.
This was it.
Yep. All right, cool beans. He may be in Dutch with Raya, but as far as Praetor is concerned, that's something else to deal with at a later time. So,
they don't really say another word. They just they leave. Petia still seems.
There's nothing else to say at this point.
Yeah.
We wait for the prince's decision.
Yeah.
And Praetor might even reiterate that at that point. There's nothing further we can do. We wait the prince's decision. I only hope that Petrov is able to persuade the prince that, one of the three of us, or, at least between you and me, and indicating Katerina, we are given the right of destruction.
And they leave, and that is where we are going to wrap it up for tonight. I think that was a lot of fun.
That was good. Yeah.
There were some tense moments there.
Absolutely intentional.
Yep.
We have actually 2 episodes left.
Yes.
So there are still a couple things going on, a couple loose ends, but we will wrap them up in the next game. As always, I want to thank my great players. I've put them through the ringer for 20 something episodes. They're not quite done yet. We just got a little more to go.
Yep.
No one's died yet, but there's still time.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And I want to say thanks to everyone, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.